Hey guys, what's going on? It is a beautiful day out on the water. We're about to jump in and see if we can find some lobsters. Wish us luck, and I will see you underwater. Bye! Well, we just dove around our first spot. This is the first spot that we always check. And the only thing I saw was two baby lobsters, and we rarely ever see small lobsters out here. But the two smallest, cutest lobsters I've ever seen. But besides that, just a bunch of fish, no keeper lobsters. So we're gonna move on to our next spot. At our second spot, we could see a few lobsters from the surface. Here is my brother Fisher going down to a rock with his clear tickle stick, ready to coax the lobsters out of the rock so I can net them. I swim down and use my handmade lobster net to catch the lobster. There's like 5 under that rock.
Is it really?
This one has like no legs, as if it was caught before. And it was short. I tried, there was a couple ones that I could tell were small. I tried getting the bigger one, let's see. It could have been short like a couple weeks ago. Oh, he's way legal. Okay. But yeah, there was at least 2 more legal ones, I'd say. What do you think, Fish?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That lobster was legal and we put him in the boat. Fisher swam back down to tickle out the next lobster. Some need a little more coaxing out than others. You are legally allowed to use tickle sticks and nets to catch lobster in Florida, and they sure work well. This lobster finally came out from under the rock, and I was right there to catch it in the net again.
Success!
Don't even need to measure this one. This is a big one. So that last one was like missing all its legs. This one's missing an antenna.
What does that mean if they're missing their legs?
That someone messed with it, or you know, a shark, a fish.
That is a good size one, Brooke.
Oh yeah. Number 2, baby.
That is a good size one.
Alright, gonna measure this one. I think it's short, but I'm gonna try anyways. Yep, it's short. Not a keeper, so we're gonna let it back go right where we caught it. Here is Fisher working on another lobster that is way in the back of a large rock. Recently, I've heard some misconceptions about our Florida lobster. A lot of people seem to think they are extremely easy to catch and they are just out and about walking around, but the lobsters are usually hidden under rocks during the day and only come out at night to feed. We usually use teamwork to catch our lobsters, so it may look easy, but sometimes we can spend upwards of 30 minutes trying to catch just one lobster and we still may never be able to get him. Lobsters use their tails to swim backwards. This lobster shot out from the rock around Fisher's back and I was able to net it out in the open. There we go. Fisher tickled it out. It went maybe 12 feet, but I got it. Might be legal, we're gonna check. If I was a betting woman, I'd say no. Oh, should have played the lotto. Good. So that's the fourth one, third keeper.
Here is another way we catch lobsters, when the rocks are smaller. Sometimes just one person, but in this case, my dad and Fisher both stick their arms under a rock and reach in to grab the lobster out. Usually the lobster will get pushed one way or another, and someone will end up pulling out the lobster. Do you see that fish looking around by Fisher's head? That is a gray triggerfish. They are not shy, and they love to come around when you're catching lobsters in hopes of getting a free meal if one of the lobster legs fall off. In this case, my dad was the one who caught the lobster. Nice job, Dad.
He was jammed in there. I followed his antenna down to his knuckle and gave him the death grip on his knuckle and just yanked and yanked and yanked, and I couldn't budge him. And then finally he gave up, because I knew he was legal. I seen him, so I didn't mind roughing him up a little bit because I knew I was going to keep it. But that's a nice one. It was fun.
Oh boy, still got it.
Oh boy, we had a little bottom time on that one.
All right, Fisher's going down. Hopefully he doesn't tickle it out while I'm talking to you guys, but we tickled out a lobster. We don't have our normal GoPro setup here, and I'm trying to hold this and net lobsters at the same time, and I missed this one, and it went under a different rock where Fisher thinks there's another 2 lobsters. So we got lucky that that actually happened, because we wouldn't have checked this rock.
There it goes. Yeah, come on.
You obviously found one.
Big egger. Oh, big egger, nice.
Had eggs. I was getting ready to net that one, and I can hear Fisher making noises. And that usually means not to net it because it has eggs. So that was a female with eggs.
Yes.
3 different big rocks in this one spot, and then we can see at least 1 lobster under every rock.
Nice ones. Big ones.
Now, I'm not going to lie, sometimes it does seem like our lobsters are very easy to catch. But I will attribute that to the fact that my brothers and I have been lobstering with my parents since we could basically swim. So we have a lot of practice, and I feel like we work together like a well-oiled machine.
Biggest one of the day, baby! This is a monster! Still another one under that rock.
No need to measure that one. Wow, he's strong. Look at that baby. It's a beauty. That's fun.
Nice job.
That's fun.
All right, guys, so we are at 7 lobsters. We're about to hop in at what will probably be our last spot of the day. Today, the wind was supposed to pick up slowly as the day went on, which it already has started to do. And by tonight, it's supposed to be like really rough, and this whole week is like blown out. So like this is our last chance to be on the boat, but we'll probably check this last spot
and then probably head out of here and head home. So let's see if we can find any at this last one. This is what I like to call making them dance. Fisher is very, very good at getting lobsters out from under the rocks. He can hold his breath longer than anyone I know, and he doesn't even care about catching them. He just likes getting them out from under the rocks for the rest of us to catch.
There's a smaller one, but oh yeah, short. Gonna let it right back go.
That one looks legal.
This was the biggest of the three, so we'll see. Yep, this one's legal. So one of the three was a keeper. There we go. Number 8.
Now we're holding on to ropes being pulled behind the boat in idle speed. We do this for many reasons, including looking for new spots or trying to quickly get to another spot without needing to either swim there or have everyone get back in the boat. If you are new to lobstering, I highly recommend doing this to find new spots. When the divers see something worth stopping and checking, they just let go of the rope and the driver stops. Obviously, you need to be safe doing this and stay far back from the propellers, and you need to have someone paying good attention behind the wheel of the boat. In this case, we did it for about 10 minutes until we made it slowly to our next spot.
It was big.
That's a big boy right there. There we go. That's definitely the biggest one of the day. My dad said biggest lobster of the day. And it's kind of hard to tell how big they are underwater, but that's a big boy.
His exact words were Moby Dick of lobster.
Big rocks, and they hold big lobsters. That's fun. That's fun. Look at that, Vic.
That's a good one.
Holy mackerel, I lost it. Holy mackerel, I lost it. You guys must have seen what just happened. Victor was filming me while I was getting ready to throw one of the biggest lobsters of the day into the net. And I don't know what happened. I was so excited and happy to have it in my hand. And I went to lob it into the net. And I bounced it off the rim of the net. And I was so startled by it, I didn't even look in the water to see where that big lobster went. So we swam around for like 5 minutes looking for it. I don't know if he went under a rock or just swam off. I was dumbfounded. I didn't know what to do. So all in all, it was a terrific, terrific dive. I'm just so happy.
Alright guys, we are back at the dock. We ended up catching 10 lobsters, minus that one that my dad caught, so we actually ended up only bringing home 9 keepers. Who knows what ended up happening with that. I think it'll be funny to rewatch the footage and see what happened, but I'm sure he probably has some good excuse for it. So we're going to show you how to clean a lobster real fast, but we got some nice size ones. I mean, we did catch a few that were small, but some of them were nice. It's a good one. Okay.
You look like a little person or a giant lobster.
It's both. Alright guys, I'm going to talk to you about the nets and tickle sticks that we use today. We use these in every single one of the videos. We've been using these things for like 10 years. And then recently, it's been 1 year that I've been making these myself, homemade. I make them by hand completely. I bend the acrylic, I put the netting on, put the handles on, and I sell them on my website, floridalobsternets.com. You need a tickle stick to tickle the lobsters out of the rocks. As you guys could see, Fisher uses the tickle stick, and he is very good at coaxing these lobsters out of the rocks so that my dad or myself can net them. So Fisher uses the tickle stick. He touches the lobsters and they get annoyed, so they come out from the rock. Once they're outside the rock, then we can use the net to put it behind the lobster tail and lower it down on top of them. And then once they feel it, because they can't see it because it's acrylic, because it's clear, but once they feel that on them, then they usually like shoot back into the back of the net like this. But it's got this nice thin netting, so you have to grab it in the net. It's not going to just get stuck in the net like a deep net does. But the easy thing is that they come out of the net so quick, so you can keep on moving. And they work absolutely great. floridalobsternets.com, or I will have a link in the description. You guys obviously saw them in action, and I have plenty of videos using them, so if you guys want to check those out, I'll also have more videos linked below. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to clean a lobster. Always you want to be wearing gloves to do this. They are covered in horns and spikes, and you'll end up ripping your hands up if you have a lot of lobsters. Another thing I wanted to mention is the limit is 6 per person. This time of year, we normally do not catch as many as we do at the beginning of the season. Mini season, lobster opener, it's always crazy, and then I don't know if they go out deeper, but this time of year is when we get lobster walks, when it gets really rough and the lobsters get moved around, and we could catch 100 in a day if we wanted to sometimes if there's a lobster walk. But today they were just under the rocks, so 9 for this time of year is actually a very, very good day, I would say. So let's clean the lobster. So you're gonna take one hand on the head, one hand on the tail. Oof. And twist. Oh my god, there's a giant sheep's head. There's 3 of them. Oh my gosh, are they gonna eat these lobster legs? You see them, Fisher? Yeah. There's 3 giant sheep's head down there.
I can see with the glare.
Oh my gosh, if they eat these lobster legs, that would be so cool. There's so many catfish, I don't know if they'll get them. Wow, big sheep's head. They probably won't get them before the catfish does. Well, that was cool. All that water that shot out is a mixture of salt water, as well as lobsters have blood. It's like this clear liquid that when it dries onto something like this becomes almost like glue. So never do this on something that you really care about. You always want to rinse it off quickly. So after I took the head from the tail, I'm going to break off the tip of the antenna. And the antennas have backwards facing spines. And I'm going to stick it into the lobster's tail, the digestive, and pull out the digestive tract. Just like that. And that's the only part that you don't want to eat of the lobster, in the tail. And as simple as that, this lobster tail is ready to be eaten. There's many ways to cook lobsters. There's other ways to also clean the tails. You can put a knife in there. You can eat the head meat. There is head meat in here. You could cook it whole. You can eat the legs if you want to. This one, small one, is not gonna have a lot of leg meat. The bigger ones would have more leg meat. A lot of times when you catch lobsters underwater, they make this noise. And the way they do that is they take this part, which this is called the knuckle, and they rub it on this orange part next to their eyeballs and make that noise. And they use that to help fend off predators. They move their antennas around and make that noise, and that's supposed to scare fish, sharks, other things away. So that's how they make that noise, by moving their knuckles. So we're gonna clean up the rest of these lobsters, finish washing the boat, and then I will see you guys in the kitchen. Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen. So today I am making some lobster sandwiches for lunch. I have taken all of the lobsters out of the shell. This is actually 7 of the lobsters. I took them out of the shell, cut the skin off, so now we just have the beautiful meat in here. So I chopped it up into nice little bite-sized pieces. Got some beautiful toasted buns over here. I just toasted these with a little butter on the outside to give them a nice, beautiful color. And then over here we have some chopped scallion and celery, which is going to be part of our lobster sandwich mixture. So I'm gonna toss some butter into this skillet here. Taking our lobster, putting it into the butter. The pan is only on medium heat. Lobster does not take a long time to cook, and you also do not want to overcook it. You'll see it cooks very, very fast. So now I'm gonna season it. We're gonna do some salt. Pepper. And garlic powder. So as you can see, the lobster let out a lot of water. So I don't want that water in the final product. So I'm using a slotted spoon here. And then I'm gonna put it straight into where the celery and the scallions are in this bowl. So we're gonna do some mayonnaise. We'll start with that and see how it goes. I don't think I've ever made a lobster sandwich on my channel before, but Victor has made one very similar to this, so kind of stole this idea from him. But talk about a good lunch, huh? Now I'm gonna take some fresh lemon juice. Squeeze that in there. That was a very juicy lemon. So to finish it off, we're gonna top them with some Old Bay. So there are our finished lobster rolls. You guys ready?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What a nice reward. I just ate one sandwich. It was delicious. And I always say it, and I'll say it again. It's my favorite sport. What else can you do where you get exercise, have a lot of fun with your family or friends? You get exercise and then an amazing lunch or dinner. I love lobster diving.
Yeah, the celery gives it a great crunch. It's delicious, feels like it'll be light. In the middle of the day, you won't need a nap. Delicious. Thanks, Brook.
I did nothing in this whole meal, catch, clean, cook, except film. All of these guys dove. I was driving the boat, but I don't mind because I get to enjoy this. And this is honestly one of my favorite ways to eat lobster. It never gets chewy. It's just super delicious. I mean, you can't beat a lobster roll. It's just that good.
The lobster is tender, super fresh. I mean, everything we have is just so fresh. It just takes everything to the next level always. So, I mean, that's major key. But it's packed with flavor, like my mom said, crunchy and light. Like Vic said too, I mean, you can't beat a lobster roll. I love them. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone said, they turned out so well. Really fun to catch them, and really fun to eat them too. So, good job.